Hi, this is Zachlog the Great. You may have heard the saying, the perfect is the enemy of the good. If you're not familiar with the saying or have never understood it, it simply means that too often, in pursuit of having something exactly right, down to the last detail, we will pass up something which, while not perfect, is just fine. And then, when we fail to achieve perfection, we will have neither the perfect nor the good. I think there's a lot of truth in that. I also think that it doesn't go far enough. You see, I've come to realize that, in another sense, the perfect is not only the enemy of the good, the perfect is the enemy of sanity. You see, it is one of the fundamental assumptions of those on the conservative or right side of politics that humanity is deeply flawed, that we are broken on a fundamental level. This does not mean that we've given up on people or that we hate people. It does mean that we understand that on this earth, we will never see a perfect society. Those of us who are Christians refer to this as original sin. I honestly don't know the terms used by the irreligious right. The left, on the other hand, believes that humanity is entirely malleable and that we can be fixed given the right stimuli and enough time. This belief can be seen in any number of leftist projects going back at least to the French Revolution. For example, in the idea of the new Soviet man. We are not bound to history. Just because certain things have always been true of mankind before does not mean they will be true in the future. If you give us enough power, we can make a perfect society. But humanity being what it is, these perfect societies never materialize. Now, if I told you that single thing you desire could be had, every personal ambition could be fulfilled if you were only willing to commit some tiny, insignificant act of malice, would you not be strongly tempted? If I believed the promise, I would be tempted. Don't know if I'd give in or not. Now, what if I told you that the perfect society, with perfect justice and perfect equality for all, were just around the corner, and the only thing in the way was a bunch of people who opposed it out of sheer meanness? What would you be willing to do then? Would lying about them be out of the question? Of course not. Would intimidation be disallowed? No. Would actual physical violence be beyond the pale? Maybe not. Conservatives have never promised any of these things because we simply don't believe in them. This side of eternity, at least. We don't think they will be achieved by human effort. We think we can make things a little better, a little more just, a little more prosperous, a little more equitable. But we're pretty sure perfection is simply not on the table because of what people are. But the left does believe all of this is in reach, and thus are willing to lie endlessly, are willing to riot, and are willing to, at the very least, condone the heinous acts of blood-drenched dictators like Fidel Castro. Why? Because they believe the perfect is within reach, and this has driven them insane.